Hello viewers, good evening everybody. Fan Man Steve 89 here once again. It is Friday, June 10th. This is my box with my old Wizard hassock fan in it. And you all remember the last video that I did on it. And yes, I did finally get it restored, and the fan works good now, but can I say the same that it runs good? I don't know. Let's see about that. Stuck it back in the box here. I know it's going to put out a big smell. Okay. Alright. Okay. Hopefully I've got that to where you can see everything. Okay. Okay, anyway. Sorry, I just had to get a little situated here to where it's easier to see everything. But anyway, here's the fan here. And as you can see, I did get it restored. The fan is looking just fine now. I even did a full restoration on it. I painted it, I sanded it down. I even revarnished both the motor and the speed coil. And yes, the fan does have a speed coil. As I was running the fan, the first time when I hooked it up, it was right after I had restored it. I had the fan running for maybe like about half an hour, and then I walked out of my bedroom, to go on a walk, to do a little walking. I walked back in about 30 minutes later. The room is putting off a burning smell. I put my hand on top of the fan, and it's hot to the touch. So I unhook the fan, and I take the top off, and the burning smell was coming from the fan, the motor. You can almost fry a piece of bacon on it. It was about 2 hours later, and the motor is still hot to the touch. So there was no buzzing or humming as the fan was running, or even as I started it up. No, nothing unusual with the noise. So I guess anyone would assume that lack of lubrication or proper maintenance would have played a part in it, but I really don't think that would be the case, because like I said, the motor wasn't humming or anything like that. So I guess the only thing that I could come up with is that the fan has seen its life. It's reached its breaking point, and we're going to take this thing apart. I'm going to let you have a look at the inside of it here. And like I said, the motor was not humming or buzzing. So, but I really don't feel too safe about plugging the fan in right now. Maybe this might be the effect on the motor after revarnishing it. The speed coil was the wiring was kind of loose on the speed coil, and I had to put that back together and revarnish that. But we're gonna have a look here on the inside and see exactly what happened. screws here to the side. Put them in a place where I'm not going to lose them or where they're not going to get knocked over. Okay, so here it is. Let me get this adjusted to where you can have a good look at the inside of it here. Okay, right. Hopefully this isn't going to fall over. Alright. Okay, there we go. So anyway, here is the inside of it, and this is the motor here, and I guess this is what would be called an auto transformer or a speed coil. This is more like an alternator to giving the motor's speed capabilities. And this was the first time that I'd ever operated on a fan with a speed coil. And I don't know if I mentioned this in the last video, but I did make a video. It was the first time that I had taken this apart, and motor really didn't appear to be in the worst of condition. But I think the worst of it was probably the speed coil. Wiring was loose. Some of the leads were kind of falling back on it. So basically what I did was that I just took a piece of electrical tape and just went around it a couple of times and gave it a couple of coats with some electrical sealer. After the refurbishment was said and done, got everything wired back together the way that it should, and I turned it on. Everything, appeared to have been, working just fine. It was even working better compared to what it was before. However, a few of the fiber washers were deteriorated and coming apart, so I had to. A few of those had to be removed. It does have oil ports. Here's the one oil port, which is the oil lick. And there's the one going here on the other end, if you can see it. And yes, I did oil it very thoroughly right before I put it back together. This is pretty much the speed selector here. Everything is all soldered together, and I did solder this all back together. So basically what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to plug the fan in, and I'm going to give a quick demonstration of I'm just going to give you a show and tell of what happened the last time that I used it. Okay, everybody, so I'm going to plug the fan in. I'm going to run the fan on all 3 speeds. Okay, here we go. Let's start it up here on the high speed. Medium, here's the low. Okay, so there's no buzzing or humming or anything like that, which is the usual sign that you would see in a failing motor. So I'm just going to leave this fan running. I'm going to see how quickly it can heat up. If I had a kilowatt meter, it would be so much easier to tell what is actually going on with all of this, but unfortunately, that is something that I do not have on me at the moment. I've had the fan running for 5 minutes and everything seems to be normal. It's not like it's heating up right away. Turn it on the lower speeds again. Okay, it's starting to warm up now. See what it does on the medium. Yeah, I can feel that stator getting hot. Okay, let's knock it back up to the high speed. Okay, go ahead and turn it off and I'm going to unplug it. Well, the speed coil seems to be fine. More or less it's the motor from where the issue is really coming from. So I'm not so sure if I'm going to be very trustworthy of this motor. I mean, if it's heating up this excessively, even after not even 10 minutes, then there's definitely an issue here. And like I said, if I had a kilowatt or a meter reader for these fans, it would be easier for me to tell what's actually happening to the motor. So, well, I guess I'm just gonna leave this out like this overnight. I have, however, found a replacement motor for it. I'm not exactly too sure how well this is going to work out. I am going to tell you now that this is the motor that I found off of it. This is just the little motor that went to my Mainstays box fan over here. And I really this was something that I really didn't want to do. But after all, I've had the fan for about 5 or 6 years now. I think we got a good bit of use out of it. But hey, man, it's either this or it's going to cost a fortune to get a replacement motor for this thing. And with situations right now, I probably wouldn't even afford to even to even get another auto transformer for it. So there is going to be a part 2 on this. So I hope that you've enjoyed the little demonstration of this video, and more to come, and bye-bye.